West Indies playing for pride again.
Pride, but is there any left?
You know, I almost feel West Indies going to win this game, you know. Strong.
Welcome, Sports Nation, to Sports DTM, the sports channel where we call sports down the middle. You can expect the latest in sports news, views, and reviews from our resident analysts. No sports topic is too controversial, and no team or player is above criticism. So just smash that subscribe button and ring that notification bell to make sure you don't miss out on our balanced offering of riveting sports content. And don't forget to like, share, and leave a comment below. Welcome to Sports DTM.
Greetings, Sports DTM fans, and welcome to another episode of Sports Down the Middle, your channel of undiluted sports content. Raymond, Adrian, and I are here to talk about the upcoming T20 match, the final one of the series, West Indies versus India. India is leading this series 2-0, and West Indies has all to play for going into the third match. Ray, how you feel about this upcoming match?
Winnings. I know the series gone already, but at least the pride will be restored, and West Indies should win this. Strong feeling, believe me.
Adrian, West Indies playing for pride again.
Well, Kurt, not so sure how much pride is left back. We keep beating the pride story, and it's been a tough one. We hope that the boys will bounce back and put in a much better performance. They tried the last time, but almost doesn't count. We need a win.
And talking about trying the last time, when they bowled first, and if we're to look at their bowling performance in the last match, they bowled first after winning the toss and sending India in. India make 186 for 5 off their 20 overs. Looking at the bowlers, Raymond, Hussain, 4 overs, none for 30. Cottrell, 3 overs, 1 for 20. Older, 4, none for 45. Shepherd, 3 overs, 1 wicket for 34. Chase, the leading bowler in the series, 4 overs, 3 for 25. Smith, 1 over. Pollard, 1. 24 runs between the two of them. 19 extras. Based on this performance and going into the next matchup, do we stick with this bowling lineup, or what do you want to see different?
Well, of course, you stick with this bowling lineup. The only thing I need to see different was more bowling from Cottrell. Bowling 3 overs and having an economic rate of 6.67. He really should have actually get to bowl out, the 4th over. So that is one of the things I expect. More of the same from Chase, given that he's there as a bowler now. And hopefully, Holder, who is, to me, possibly the key, would actually find some form. The form that he had before this niggle or knock came on him, he would just end up, taking some wickets and looking exceptionally well, the older that we know he is.
Adrian, looking at the bowling lineup that they used in the last match and even the match before that, Chase is the standout bowler. Surprisingly, 5 wickets in the series. Nobody else close to him. Cottrell, 2, Holder, none. Hussain, none. Should I list out the rest of them? Allen, 1. Hussain, 0. Smith, 0. Shepherd, 1. And these are the performances of the bowlers over the series. So whilst they have restricted India somewhat to scores that I think the batters should be able to chase easily, they have not been taking wickets in this series.
Yes, Kurt. Extras 19 is a reflection of not just poor bowling, but also poor fielding. I think the last match, the West Indies didn't do themselves any good. It was quite obvious we didn't have a strike bowler. The closest to it, Cottrell looked really good for his first 2 overs. 20 runs is a kind of exacerbation. It was a little over 10 runs for that 3rd over that he bowled. But yet still, he didn't get an opportunity to bowl out his overs. Shepherd was very expensive for his first 2 overs. Did very well to come back at the 19th, at the 19th over there, about 19th, 20th over. But there was wasteful in the early part. Chase, batting Chase is not good. You don't want batting Chase right now. But bowling Chase is on fire. right? And as such, you want to get him to bowl in those early overs and do pretty well. But you saw Odin Smith 1 over. That can't be good enough any at all. Jason Hola needs to shake off that knock and do much better. And Akila seems reasonably well. But I think when you look at the lineup, this all comes down to the management of the bowlers by the captain, Karen Pollard. He obviously has indicated that he had a niggle before. Tried testing out again, 14 runs. When you have other more accomplished and competent bowlers who can come in play. So how the captain utilizes the bowlers when he brings them on, which ND actually brings them on from, is critical. And so the West Indies needs to get back to the drawing board, and specifically Captain Karen Pollard, in terms of how he utilizes the bowling. Odin Smith can't get 1 over. Cottrell running pretty well can't be taken off. Sometimes you have to kind of bowl them out when you're on a bounce. And certainly the others have to be less sloppy in terms of how they spread the ball, etc.
Raymond, there's a section of the fans who are saying that there are too many players who know how to bowl, but they're not good bowlers. So they know how to run in and throw the ball towards the batsman, but that's pretty much it. And the West Indies is packed with players like that. They know the action, they run in through the ball, but there's no final product from there. You support this?
Yeah, well, I will almost reword that and almost say there is no threatening bowlers. There's no bowler that put pressure on the opposing team batsmen. So you remember the days of Courtney Walsh and all those bowlers who would always put pressure. We don't have that now. And in fact, you find that most, and this might sound hilarious, but you find that a lot of our players now who claim to be all-rounders turn into bowlers rather than batsmen. And so you have this big camp of bowlers. People don't even want bat early. Them turn around and turn themselves into bowlers and so. And then there are bowlers who are not threatening. So guess what? You have a mediocre bowling attack or not a diversified bowling attack. And this is what you get. So in a sense, there's some similarities to what those persons are saying I've just said, but I wouldn't put it in the way that they did.
And when we look at the way they performed with the bat the last match, and this has been their best batting performance for the entire tour, including the ODIs. Brandon King 22, Myers 9, Puran 62 rather. I don't know how Pollard came up there, but Powell 68, Pollard 3. And if I'm to just present to you the performance of the top order in the T20 series, King 26 runs in total, Myers 40 runs in total, Puran, the standout batter, 123 runs in total, Powell 70, Pollard 27 in total, and Chase, the leading bowler, 4 runs in the first match. Adrian, we definitely need to set it up better from the top order right down for the power hitters to come.
Yes, Kurt. Certainly a much better performance in the second T20 International from the West Indies batters. We saw Brandon King coming in, looking. I think that he was a bit cautious, having not scored in the last match. He wanted to kind of bat himself into shape. But 22 from 30 a strike rate of temperature at the top of the order in the power play is not good enough. But I like that he has actually gotten himself in a groove of 22. Should be enough to keep him going. He just needs to step on the pedal a little more. He should at least be going above 120, 130 strike rate and a good score. Kyle Mears, a blip in this one. He did well in the previous match, so not much to talk about. Nicholas Puran has shown over the last 2 matches that this is T20. We have a long batting lineup and there are players to come. We have seen him take some risks. When he takes those risks, almost getting caught when he just came out in the first match. Same thing in the second one, but he's making sure that he knows that he has cover if he gets out early and he's not taking any prisoners. It was very good to see Ravman Powell, yes, Rocket Powell, coming back to the fore right away. Much better performance. As a matter of fact, a power hitting performance by Ravman Powell, looking like the player we saw against England in the Caribbean, and that was good. But the captain, my Captain Karen Pollard, still out of sorts, still not sure what he was doing with one ball left and playing a defensive shot, even though there was 7-8 runs to be made, just in case there was a no ball bowled. But either an enigma, and the West Indies just has to be a little more aggressive for the first 6 balls. The openers can't put as much pressure on the batsmen to come. But a total of 186 is no small fluke. And I'm not going to put this down to just the batters alone. The bowlers pretty much almost didn't give the batsmen an opportunity to shine by letting this game get away from over number 14 to 19 of the Indian innings. And they have to also do better in the next game.
Raymond, we hear Adrian talk about this 186 not being an easy run chase, but when you score 224 against the number 1 ranked team in T20, and with the power hitters and the batters and the potential of these players, 186, you should be able to make it in a 15 overs, 16 overs. But there is an important part of the West Indies batting that is always cause for concern, Raymond, and that's the dot balls.
Yeah, of course. There's a lot of opportunity to score, and you pretty much wasted it. Playing defensive when you pretty much know that it's a T20, and it's important to have a high run rate and make use of ball, run between the wickets. We said that so many times. We've been saying that from World Cup. You have to score. So run between the wickets, turn over the strike, and let's get some runs on the board. So, you look at those things and then you get the feeling that you almost could have won the game. If you had taken those runs, you almost could have won the game. In fact, you could have won the game. So make use of it. And the top order batsmen, some other, you can't come out and feel, the thing. You just can't. You just have to come out and be super aggressive because you have other persons waiting to shine. You have seen Ravman Powell waiting to shine. I know Puran, I have to take my hats off to you, Puran. You have played really, really well in this series. We beat you the last time. But for the T20, you really step up and shine.
Should I say big money?
Yeah, well, clearly,
big money Puran.
There was a problem because at some point, persons thought that when these players went for this big money, then they would be like, yeah, I'm in now, so I don't have to perform. But Puran clearly justifying why he was bought for so much money. And so he continued to perform and making West Indies proud. So I don't know if it's because he's not the captain, he's able to relax a bit now and play. That happens sometime. So, hats off to you, Puran. But Brandon, King and Myers, come on, guys. You have to really score. Run between the wickets, but make some better strike rate and put up some serious runs. Give the other batsmen a chance.
Adrian, you're sticking to the same lineup. And if we look at the overall team that went into the second T20, all that came in for Allen, we're sticking with this same lineup?
Yes, Kurt. I'm sticking to the same lineup. Can't get any worse than we have gotten already. I've already lost the series, trying to get some consistency, trying to play for pride. I'm sticking to the lineup. But I would want to encourage especially the players playing in the power play, the first 6 overs, to actually be a little more aggressive, knowing in the back of your mind that you have some cover to go. Yes, running between the wickets is good. Also, not everything has to go for a 6. There's also a 4 that is played, and I saw quite a bit of the players going for big swipes and hits. That's good as well. I want that because I think that's the way to go in terms of your chances of winning in this format of the game. But at the same time, just a little bit more thought in the cricket. But I would stick with the same 11, just utilization of the bowlers better and the approach to the first 6 overs of the game, the power play, should be a lot more on the offensive and more aggressive.
Raymond, you share this view, who's sticking with the same team and the approach, be aggressive. And if we win the toss, Raymond, at the last match we won the toss and we bowled first, and we put up a better showing, do we also win the toss and bowl, or what approach should the captain take in that regard?
I mean, Kirk bowl clearly. I mean, it almost happens. I figured that this time around they would actually put it over the line. Yeah, I wouldn't change the team in any shape or manner. You know, Pollard was well placed further down the down the order. Osin was further up.
A little further.
Yeah, no, I'm alright where he is. And Osin up. I'm expecting good things, and Holder, I'm hopefully, you know, wishing that he would just shake off the knock and just show us that he's a Holder.
Another 4-4.
Huh?
Another 4-4 for Holder.
And that's possible, because that's what Holder does. That's really possible. And remember, he's also another big money purchase too, so we're expecting to play big as usual. So I wouldn't change anything in any shape or manner. You just need to get together form, and maybe Rasta and Chase, if you can give a cameo of your batting, that side there. I know you're focusing on the bowling clearly. Just give a cameo of the batting, Rasta and Chase, all round of that.
And number 11?
If it ever comes down to him, if it ever comes down to him, then we're expecting something. Number 11.
And the West Indies competitor is India. They are chasing a record. They have won 8 in a chat, consistent 8 matches in a row, and they're going for the 9th win. This is the longest winning streak they have had in T20 cricket history for India. What India need to do, Adrian, to win this?
India, they need to do more of the same thing. I mean, they are showing what needs to happen. They have a long batting lineup. Some of them are a bit inexperienced, but they are actually coming out aggressive from the start, and they are not holding it up. Virat Kohli, Pant, you know, all of those players seems like they're on their game. But not only that, their bowlers seem to have a strategy. They're dropping the ball in certain spots. They're ensuring that it actually is troublesome for the West Indies players. If they put it on the offside, there are more players who are set on the offside of the pitch, so the captain is actually following it up. If they're putting it on the leg side, there are more fielders that are out there on the leg side. So this is a method to what they're doing, in that they are studying the weaknesses of the opposition. They know where the batters like to bat. They're dropping the balls in the pockets where it will be a problem for them. And they just need to keep on that trot to be able to win that game. But we want the West Indies to break that run that they have on the trot. But let's see.
Raymond, I know we don't want India to win, but when we say India, in especially when they're batting, their approach, the players are very calculated in what they do. What you think India need to do to win this last match? They haven't been fantastic, whether with bat or ball, but West Indies have just been poor.
Well, Kirk, the thing is, you know, you have to wonder if it's that India is not being fantastic or West Indies is getting it together slowly but surely. I together slowly but surely. Persons shake their head. I know persons out there saying, no, it's just India taking the foot off the gas. And that just might be the case. No, more of the same for India. You know, Virat Kohli steps up the last game. Other players watch and pretty much waiting for their time to shine. And I'm expecting them to do the same. India don't have anything to lose. They can actually take their foot off the gas. But knowing India, given what is at stake, as you had said, the streak, they would not. And so they would relent. They would be unrelenting and pretty much put serious pressure on the West Indies. And I can't see they're changing any one of the strategy because it's been working for them so far. But like Adrian, I actually want West Indies, and I feel West Indies would be the team to end it. Strong hope and feeling.
Adrian, I'm not going to read out West Indies' streak, but who you think will be the game changer? For West Indies and for India, who will be the game changer for the West Indies?
The game changer for the West Indies, I I'm going to think has to be a Jason Holder on the bowling side. Coming back in for the second game, he has to take control. He has to have a brilliant performance with the ball. Less so even with the bat, because the batters are there to do what they need to do. But somebody has to step up on the bowling side, and he is right to actually show that he can actually contend. On the batting, on the Indian team, on their side, it's down to the bowlers, the Shahal and the Vishnu. Those are the ones who are going to put real pressure on the West Indies. We saw them just literally grabbing the game from the West Indies at the back end of the West Indies session in terms of innings of the last T20. The West Indies were looking really, really good, looking like they were closing the gap, and then they just had it ripped away from them in those last 3 or so overs. They are the key there, but it's hope that the West Indies will put on a good performance and really, really pull through on this one.
Raymond, who do you want to be the game changer for the next match?
Yeah, it has to be Holder, no doubt. Hopefully, also the top order batsmen show. But Holder for me would be the game changer and the person who will carry us over the line.
So there you have it, sports DTM fans. Another episode of Sports Down the Middle. West Indies will take on India in the final T20 match of this tour to India. And we would love to hear from you. What's your thoughts on the match? Who do you predict to win? Who will be the game changer? Who should be dropped from the team that played in the last match, or who should come in? Leave all those comments in the comment section below. And always remember to like, to share, and to subscribe. And to tell a friend, tell all of them friends to come and join the Sports DTM family. This has been another episode of Sports Down the Middle. Ray, Adrian, and I signing out. Be blessed.